And every month, okay,
I got it.
every month is a new presenter. And the way that you present, you have to come to at least one salon, and it has to be kind of scholarly based, or like in this situation, you know, she's obviously a chef, you know, so that's cool. We're trying to do different things. And yeah, so welcome to the Shine On Salon. So I want to start with the popcorn, where we go around and introduce ourselves and just say where you are and your name, or where you live, whatever, and your name. So why don't we start in the corner with T and Sophia?
Hello, I'm Sophia. I'm just an assistant, but also not really, because I tend to mess things up in the kitchen.
Yeah, she's not my sous chef today. Like, I'm T. Wait, what do I say? Where I am? I'm in Oakland,
In California.
California. And
she will be our presenter.
yes.
Let's popcorn to Alicia.
Hey, I'm Alicia. In case you guys don't know me, but I know you all do. And these are my friends. So please.
I'm Laura. I'm Jen.
And we're in Laura's house. She was kind enough to invite me over. Thank you. And we are on James Island, right?
Yeah.
South Carolina. I'll popcorn to Ann and David.
I'm Ann.
I'm David. Hi.
We're in our kitchen.
Yes.
In Brentwood, Tennessee,
Mhm.
Nashville. Jetta's future home.
Yes.
Woo! Popcorn.
Oh, popcorn to Dory.
Hey, I'm Dory. I'm in Mount Pleasant, South Carolina. Popcorn over to Stephanie and John.
Oh, hey, are we on? Can you hear us? Because we don't know how to do this.
I can hear you.
Okay, great. All right. So, hey, we're in John's brand new kitchen here in Mount Pleasant. Dory, you're welcome to come join us. It's just around the block. So, I'm Stephanie. This is John. And we're here in Mount Pleasant, South Carolina. John's brand new kitchen.
Popcorn.
Oh, I can't see who else is on. So can you do that for me, Alicia?
Popcorn to Juliet.
Hello, everyone. I'm Juliet. I'm in good old Montrose, Colorado. Might end up cutting out at some point. If I do, I don't know how to fix that, but somebody else will figure it out. I'm hoping it just popcorns to somebody else. But anyways, I will popcorn to Jenna.
Hi, everyone. I'm Jenna, and I'm in San Luis Obispo, California. Oh, and popcorn to Veronica.
Hi, I'm Veronica. I'm in Berkeley, California, and I'll popcorn to Bill.
I am Bill. I'm in Fort Collins, Colorado. And I'll popcorn to Daisy and Amy.
Hi, we're in Berkeley.
Yeah.
In our very sad college kitchen. Is that everyone? No. Has George gone? Have you introduced yourself?
No, but I'll go for it. I think that's it, right? But yeah, hey everyone, I'm George. I'm one of Allie's friends. I'm in Durham, North Carolina right now. And has anyone else not been popcorned yet? I guess we're good.
I think we got everyone. Who's the right corner, the right bottom corner?
It's different for everybody, but everyone's gone.
Okay. All right. So the next order of business is, you guys all know this, but just please be respectful. And our next salon will be on October 21st, 5 p.m. Eastern time, and it's going to be presented by Juliet Lovell, who will have a new job in Nashville by then. She's doing witches through time and space, so everyone dress appropriately. You don't have to be a witch, but definitely dress in Halloween attire. Without further ado, I am thrilled to introduce Chef Tee for today's salon. Tee is a trained chef who lives and works in the San Francisco Bay Area in California, and will be leading us today in cooking. How do you pronounce it, Tee? Jollof?
Jollof.
Jollof rice. So Tee, take it away, please. Mwah.
Hi, I'm Tee.
Do you want me to get your presentation up?
Yeah.
I'm gonna share the screen so that we can. Oh, one more person just got here also. This is Tee's friend.
Esther.
This is Tee's friend Esther, who lives in the Bay. Also, just for reference.
Can Esther introduce?
Sorry, Esther.
Say hi. Okay, or not.
She probably can't hear you, or I don't know. All right. Wait.
Yeah.
All right. Something.
Okay.
We go.
Is it working?
Yeah.
Okay. Take it away.
Take it away. Okay. Yeah, so my topic is the African diaspora in Southern cooking, and Sophia put love tea at the bottom, so love tea. So I figured I'd start with like get the food on as soon as possible, because there's like some breaks in between where we gotta let stuff simmer and everything. So I don't know if you guys have heard of the term mise en place. It's basically like before you start cooking, you make sure that you have everything that you need, so that you're not like in the middle of something and you're like, oh man, I don't have garlic, or that sucks. So yeah, I basically have kind of like separated everything already in here, but first thing we want to do is soak our rice. So measure out the rice. I just have it in a bowl. Measure it out and just put water to completely cover it, and that'll be it until we add it to the pot later. So I'll do that right now. And also, if you have
Tee,
questions,
can you just remind us of the measurement?
Oh yeah, 1.5 cups of rice.
Thank you.
Yeah. So if you have any questions, just like interrupt me. I tend to go really fast when I'm like talking about cooking, per Sophia. So yeah, just like slow me down if I'm going too fast. So yeah, any amount of water is fine, just as long as it completely covers the rice. We're gonna pour it off before we add it to the pot anyway. So it's just to soak the rice in a little bit, get the like starchiness off of it. So also always rinse your rice, no excuses. Anytime you cook rice, please rinse it or soak it or something, please.
Also, I have the Zoom on my phone. I'm gonna try and like hold it over her like station while she's cooking. So if you need like more, if you're more visual, you can try and look at my screen. I think I'm just Sophia. But Sophia. Yeah, Sophia. So you can look at that as well.
Cool. All right, so everyone good on the rice soaking? What do we use? I don't really know how I'll know if, like, yeah, cool. All right.
Maybe just we can get confirmation from everyone that everyone's ready to move on to the next step before you do.
Okay. Yeah, so next is securing a big pot. This isn't even that big. I don't know if you can tell, but it'll do. It'll suffice. I think this is probably like 10 inches in diameter, so anything like around that. Make sure you have your blender and stuff. Oh, skipped ahead. So the first thing, I usually like to go by the order of things that are going to be added to the pot, so that as we go, we don't just have random stuff like still in the kitchen. So the first thing that will go into our pot is the onion and ginger. I already cut my onion just into halves. So I peeled it, cut it into halves.
Here, just slow way down.
Slow down?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
So direct them in what they're supposed to be doing right now.
Yeah, so I have a practice onion over here.
Level 1 to go in the fourth quarter. Who is the line to game? Leading 41.
Oh, watching the
Hey,
Colorado game.
Dr. Slayton, I think you're unmuted. You might want to mute. We can hear your basketball game in the background.
It's football.
Sorry, even worse.
Okay, so right here I have a half onion. There's just a really old onion that I found in my kitchen to show. So like I usually have it cut off the top, have it, and you got the butt here. And then I peel it.
And again, if you go to my screen, I'm holding my phone like over her hand, so it might be easier to see for people.
Oh, you are?
Yeah, I am.
Where is that? Okay. So yeah, we'll just cut off the butt.
But how do we get that big?
And then just cut in half. I can also show, no, actually, never mind. So from here, it's just like this. It'll just go straight in the blender. Don't have to worry about doing dices or anything. But at the end, if you do want to know how to dice an onion, I could do that too. I feel like people always ask me that. So yeah, so that's how I got to here with my onions. And then I got my 1 inch of garlic right here.
That's the garlic.
Like so. Peeling garlic is
That garlic or ginger?
Sorry, ginger, my bad. Good catch. Ginger. Huh? Check in? What do you mean?
Like how everyone's doing.
Oh, how's everyone doing? So yeah, to get the like skin off of garlic, ginger. I use a spoon. I don't know if like a lot of people know about that, but again, using a spoon to like just get the skin off, I feel like is pretty minimally invasive to like the ginger. And I feel like it works a lot quicker than just like trying to slice it off with your knife. So just getting the skin off my ginger. Yeah, so we got a nice piece of ginger here. I'll just add it to my onion. And then also clean as you go. That's just a tip. You don't have to, but that's just, you know, good practice. So I got my onion. Sorry, is everyone doing all right?
Good.
Ginger, onion, and caraway seed. I believe in the recipe it says a teaspoon. I don't measure, I'll be completely honest. It will be about a teaspoon that goes into it, but if you're like worried that, you know, your spices are gonna be like out of whack, you should definitely measure. But I'm just gonna go without measuring. So we got our first set. It's like the onion, the ginger, and the caraway seeds here. And then once it's blended, we'll add the tomato paste, but not yet. So I have my first set of ingredients. Everyone have their onion, ginger, caraway, and tomato paste. Yeah.
I'm not clear on the onion. We're not dicing it or.
No, we're gonna blend it. So just like this, so it's okay in the blender is fine. I have it like halved and quartered.
Gotcha.
So the first set of stuff is our onion, ginger, caraway, tomato paste. And then I have tomato right here, my bouillon, chili powder, paprika. That's going to be our next set of things that gets blended and put in the pot. So just make sure you have all those as well in front of you, please.
Paprika, chili powder. Gotta get back to this one.
And then I already have my tomato cut, but if you have your Roma tomatoes, I'm gonna show how we'll cut that. This isn't a Roma tomato, but it's a tomato. This is my practice tomato as well. So once you're ready with your tomatoes, we can get those prepped. Camera's on me here, right? All right. So slice right through the middle. I like to cut it again. And then so the like most flavorful part of a tomato is actually like this jelly thing right here. So I'm gonna take it out, but I would like take it out, but it'll still be like in the recipe. So I'm just gonna cut it out like this. And then this is what I can go in the blender, these, and we'll blend this as well. But I just wanted to cut off the like stemmy or whatever this thing is called. What is this called? I don't know. But yeah, you should definitely include this part as well. The pulp is like, this is where all the umami is. Umami.
Tee? May I-
Yes.
Sorry.
No. Go
We
ahead.
had a question, or should we be blending as we go or wait until we put it?
Oh, no, right now I'm just making sure we're all set up. Like this is just all prep.
And I've noticed that it's helpful for us to have you as the main screen. If anyone wants to do that also, I just double clicked on you. Just
Oh, okay.
because
Yeah.
it's more helpful to watch you as we're cooking. Anyway,
Okay.
I just want to add, can I just add too, like if you have side-by-side speaker view, you can actually, it changed. You can increase the side view to where like it will be a split screen with Tee and then her instructions.
Sophia, why don't you just pin, if you can, on the fancy one, either pin your screen or it's Chef Tee and Sophia's screen, because that way everyone will be able to see it.
Okay. I'm gonna pin this
Spotlight,
one.
whatever. I think it's called Spotlight on your
Yeah.
end.
Yeah. I'm gonna spotlight this one just because it's a little bit closer, but then or would people rather the one that's Tee, like you can more see Tee?
This is great.
Okay.
More
Sometimes
CP.
show her face so that we remember who she is, maybe.
All right, so does everyone have their tomato cut up, ready to go? You can just put it to the side for now and like one sec. I'll sneeze.
So did you
Okay.
say to cut out the seeds and the inner
Yeah, so you
membrane?
can cut it out, but it will still go in the blender. I just want to cut
Okay.
off just the bit that has like the
butt.
Yeah, the butt. Yeah. So with the tomatoes, we'll have paprika. It's paprika. Chili powder and bouillon. And if you have the cubes, that's also fine. I just have like the full one because I like it a lot.
Question. Sorry to interrupt. Question. I
No
know
worries.
for it, you said you could substitute salt for the, I can't pronounce it.
Bouillon?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How much could it be equal amount of salt? So you said like a half of bouillon cube. So how much salt should you do for subbing?
So a bouillon cube, I would do like a half teaspoon of salt. If you have teaspoons. But if not, then you could just do like a big pinch. I don't know which camera I'm looking at, but a big pinch like that. Does that make sense? All right, cool. So we got the onion, ginger, tomato paste, caraway, the tomato, paprika, chili powder, bouillon cube. Our rice is soaking, and then at the end, we'll have these guys, which will be our curry powder, thyme, bay leaf, very underrated ingredient, garlic powder, ground cumin, and I don't have onion powder, but you should add it.
Sorry, I'm a little confused. For the tomatoes, it's tomatoes, paprika, and then what? And then the
Chili
bouillon
powder
and the
and
chili
bouillon.
powder. Okay.
Yeah. Cool. All right, so we have our ingredients in the groups that they're gonna be in. So I'll go over the groups one more time. So group 1 is onion, ginger, caraway seed, tomato paste. That's the first thing we're gonna process. Then we have our pot that it's gonna go into immediately with oil. I have canola oil. You can use any oil. Then group 2 is tomato, your bouillon, chili powder, and paprika. That's group 2. So those are together. And also, if you're adding a protein, that can go in with that as well. But yeah. So I have that. So that's group 2. And then group 3 is bay leaf, garlic powder, cumin, curry powder, thyme, and onion powder. I just froze. Oh,
It's okay.
Also, I'm typing all of this into the chat if you're a visual person like me. So just in case you need it.
thank you, Juliet. Okay, so if everyone has their groups ready, I'm gonna start blending. So before we start, I'm gonna turn on my heat. Probably medium heat to start. I'm just getting the pot hot. So that by the time we're done blending, it's ready. So hot pot, hot fat. So my chef used to always say. I guess I should measure. I should have. So I just have a tablespoon here, but I'll do 1, 2 tablespoons. So right now I'm just getting the pot hot, just heating it up with the oil. Medium heat should be good, so we don't burn anything.
Are you putting the full 4th cup oil in?
1 cup.
1 cup of oil?
No, 1/4 cup. Yeah.
Okay, you're putting the full 1/4 in right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. I thought she said a cup. I was like, what? Guess what people say. All right, so while we're working on that, I'm gonna start putting stuff in the blender. So I like to put bigger things in first because I have this type of blender that ends up going like that. So big things first. Closer to the blade. My ginger. And then the caraway seed. About it. A teaspoon of caraway seed, inch of ginger peeled, and half an onion halved.
Wait, T? Excuse me again. Did you not say a whole onion earlier?
A whole onion. Sorry.
Okay.
I think on the recipe I put a half onion halved. But I might have put a whole.
You put a whole onion. Sorry.
Okay, then a whole onion. My bad. I have a whole onion. Oh, nervous. I'm sorry. So got my stuff in the blender, caraway seed, ginger, onion. Just gonna let that blend. If you feel like it's too sticky, you can add some chicken stock or water just to loosen it up. I'll just add like tiniest bit of water. Then start blending. Okay. I don't know if you guys blended, but I did. So it should be like that, like almost like a smoothie or something. And so once you got that, just add it straight to your pot with oil in it. Should be warm. Check it just like this if you feel the heat. Or yeah. So mine feels hot, so I'm gonna add it. And then once you add it, turn down your heat. But it should like make a pretty like loud sound of adding something to hot oil.
Hey T, give us just a minute, okay?
Okay.
We're still working on the consistency in the blender. Thank you.
Oh, keep blending. All right, I got that for you. Where's my salt? Sweating. So yeah, I'm just stirring, trying to keep it moving. And I'm gonna add some salt. I season at every step, so I'm just gonna add 1 crank of salt. And it should smell like onions and ginger in your kitchen right about now, hopefully. Hopefully it's a pleasant smell. So I don't take this anymore. So once it's in, it should be bubbling like a little bit. Because this point we're like kind of frying the onion. People call it frying. I'm gonna say it's more like sauteing. So you want to like a little bit of bubbles. Can you so like that. Because it means it's cooking and but not too hot. We don't want anything to burn. So yeah, just like that. And then I'm gonna hit it with all the tomato paste. Oh, is everyone good? Sorry. In the pot, are we all in the pot at least? Hopefully. If not, I'm gonna turn my heat down.
So we add the tomato paste next.
Yeah. Once you've been in the pot for probably like 2 minutes, it's bubbling at least. We'll add all our tomato paste. So
When you and it's just 1 teaspoon on the recipe, right?
yeah, this is I'm gonna add a little more, sorry. But yeah, I love tomato paste, me personally. But yeah, 1 teaspoon. And then we'll mix it in really well. You want it to turn like a brick color. So just get it all mixed in. Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like a
Yeah, here's a little darker.
Hey T,
Yeah.
do you have a trick for not crying with onions? Is there a trick to that?
Yes.
What is it?
I do actually. So the trick is to breathe through your mouth. It's kind of gross, but like when I'm cutting onions, I'm like,
We'll do a close up of that.
because when you're inhaling through your nose, you're like, I think your nasal cavity is like connected to your eyes or something. So that's why you start crying. But if you just breathe through your mouth, it works like a charm. I've heard of like the glasses and stuff. The glasses didn't work for me. I mean, I wear glasses and it's actually worse when you wear glasses. Because it gets like trapped. But yeah, breathe through your mouth. Be a mouth breather while you cut onions. So I got like a light pink kind of deal going on right now. So we're gonna let that keep going and then we're gonna start on our group 2. So group 2 was the tomato, chili powder. Let me get this out the way.
And just for reference, we're on a pretty low heat right now.
Oh yeah,
It's sitting-
I turned it down so that people could catch up,
we
but
are back to a medium heat.
yeah, medium low, you know, we're standing right next to it, so everything's safe, but you know, you don't want to start burning. So like nice little bubbles. Can you see that? So like that. Nice simmer. Controlled. Okay. So I'm gonna add my tomatoes. So you'd add all your tomatoes, everything right here. And this is gonna kind of make a tomato sauce. Oh, tomato, wait. You're confused.
We're adding it to the blender, not the pot.
Not this, no, the blender. This is getting blended as well. So let's add my tomatoes.
Wait, how come your tomatoes aren't like, how did your tomatoes get so small?
I just used canned because I didn't have tomatoes. but
Oh, I swear I
it's
saw
better
you
to
cut
use
tomatoes.
yeah,
That
that was my practice tomato, so I could show it, but
okay.
I just used canned. Good eye, Jenna. So yeah, always like just remember to stir every so often. But like I said, we're right next to it. So I got my tomatoes and add your bouillon, paprika, and chili powder here. I don't remember the measurements, but if you have them up,
Let
it's
me look
that.
on the chat.
They're on the chat. Yeah.
Okay.
What was it again?
Paprika, chili powder, and bouillon.
Okay, so that's a half teaspoon of chili powder, a half teaspoon of paprika, and a half bouillon cube, or a half teaspoon of salt if you're substituting for bouillon.
So sorry, we were blending and couldn't hear. Can you tell us what do we add to our tomatoes and how much?
It would be a half teaspoon of chili powder, half teaspoon of paprika, and a half teaspoon of salt or bouillon.
Okay, thank you.
Yep. And also, so these the spice levels or like the measurements are to start, and then as we get towards the end, I say like do it to your taste. So these are pretty low measurements of all of them, just because I didn't want to overpower or offend anyone. So yeah, as we get closer to the end, I'll say to taste, and then you can kind of add salt and everything as you please. But yeah, so make sure you're keeping an eye on your pot. Should be getting pretty like toasty in there.
Sorry to interrupt. Should we add the seeds too that we removed? The tomato seeds?
Yeah,
Okay.
we want all that flavor. So I'm just gonna blend really fast.
Wait.
Very liquidy. And so the reason I should explain why we're blending everything is because the rice is gonna be taking in all these flavors. So the more you break something down, the more of its flavors are released. So that's why I didn't want to just dice or slice stuff, because then it's a little harder to
Okay, so if we're using a protein, we don't put that in with it in yet. If we're
no,
using,
we'll add it after we add the tomato.
okay,
Yep. So I'm gonna add mine right after I add this to it. I just have some canned fish. Okay, so I'm gonna add our tomato sauce in. That. And so I added my tomato sauce. Gonna let it come up to a bubble. And then once it starts bubbling, I'm gonna add my protein.
And so for the protein, we're doing chicken. Should we like dice it into bite-sized chunks, or is it more like yeah, what do you suggest?
I suggest if we'll be waiting here for a while, so if you want to cut it up really fast, you can. I like to put it in whole, but then you just have to cook it a little longer because it's one big piece of meat. So if you want to just cut it up into smaller pieces, that'll be good. It'll be super tender by the end anyway, so it'll pull apart. It should pull apart pretty easily, no matter how you do it. But yeah, a whole piece would just take a little longer.
Okay. So maybe.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Of course. So now we got a nice little tomato sauce going. I usually do this for tomato sauces anyway, but I don't know if someone's grandmother would roll in their grave because of that. Yeah, so can you see inside the pot? So I'm getting some bubbles a little bit. So also do a taster. I would taste your tomato sauce. Like once you add the tomatoes, give it a little taste, see what you think. If you feel like it could use a little bit more something, I'd add it here. I feel like mine's pretty well seasoned, so I'm gonna leave it at that. And I couldn't find mackerel anywhere, so I have sardines, but I'm gonna add my protein because I'm bubbling. Just adding them in like so. And at this point, if you have veggies as well, you can add them or your protein. And then we're gonna kind of let this cook for about 20 minutes. So once you add your protein and you got all your tomato and stuff in, we're gonna turn it to low heat and give it a break for about 20 minutes. Trying to pick out the best looking fish in here. Okay. So I'm just gonna give this a mix. Make sure you tasted your stuff. My eyes are watering. From the onion, yeah, we're cooking straight onion here, so you're gonna cry a little bit. Yeah, so I just
What flavor? What flavor does the caraway seed offer if we want to add more?
Like spearmint. Yeah, spearmint.
Thank you.
I feel like a minty type of deal.
Daisy and Amy said it's fennel, isn't it?
Fennel, caraway. So they're like cousins. We actually did like a study on that, but it's like they have similar tastes, I guess, or scents. All right, so I'm just gonna cover with foil. You can use a lid. I'm gonna use foil. I just don't have a lid for this pot. But yeah, so go to low heat. After you add your protein, go pretty low heat. You'll want it to be like simmering. So a simmer is like small bubbles. This is still kind of a boil, but this.
2 questions. Sorry.
Yes.
We haven't done anything with group 3 yet, correct?
No.
Okay. Follow-up question. If we wanted to add the Scotch bonnet / whatever pepper we found in the store, that's not happening anytime soon, correct?
You can add them right now. I didn't think anyone was going to use Scotch bonnet, but you can put the whole thing in and then take it out.
What if we didn't find that, but we have just like a serrano chili pepper theoretically? Would that work, or is that not good enough?
No, it's fine. So Scotch bonnet has like a lot like a thinner wall. So just putting it in with like it'll like seep into the stew a little easier. I've never tried with the serrano, but
would you unrecommend?
I wouldn't be against it.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think there would be anything wrong. I just like can't promise that it would come through as much because I've never tried it.
Montrose, Colorado.
Yeah, but I would add it now. If you're gonna add it, I would add it now.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. So if you come over here, I have a nice simmer going. So I'm gonna keep it at low. I'm sorry I don't have a gas stove. It's rough out here, but I have it at pretty low temperature, and I'm just gonna cover it with oil for about 20 minutes, but at 10 minutes, I'm gonna give it a little stir. Okay. So it's 3:52. So right now, the only ingredients that you should have left, I'm being a bad example of this right now, but are group 3 ingredients. So these last few spices and your rice.
Spotlight this one now.
Okay, so it'd be bay leaf, curry powder, thyme, cumin, and garlic powder and onion powder. And then your rice that we're soaking.
And then after this, we'll go back into.
Can we measure all of those remaining spices and mix
Yeah.
them? Will they all go in together?
Yes. Yeah, so
Okay.
you can measure those out and put them in like a small bowl or something, and they'll all just get tossed in together. Right before we add the rice. Yeah, so make sure you're on low heat, and like I said, in about 10 minutes, we'll check on it and give it a little stir. But if you're close to your pot, which you should be, just like listen for the bubbles, but not anything too aggressive. I don't really know if that makes sense, but like when water's boiling, it's like very harsh and loud, but this should be like a mellow kind of simmer. Yeah. So when you guys are ready to cover your stuff, I'll go into my presentation a little more. I'm just gonna clean up a little bit. Rice.
Alicia, how's your group doing?
We're fabulous, baby.
Mom, how are you doing?
Good. Now I know what to buy Tea for Christmas. Lots of ideas.
You won't have to lift a finger, Jenna.
Ann and David, how are you doing?
Yeah,
We're pre-mixing our spices. We're good.
yes.
Yeah,
All right, who's next?
head of the game.
Stephanie and John, how are you doing? Do you have a timer set?
Oh, yeah.
Went to reach for it.
No, I didn't look for it. But I didn't. I didn't. Okay. Prepare. Okay.
It's my laundry.
Oh, perfect timing, actually.
Yeah.
One.
Okay.
Okay. I'm gonna assume.
Go ahead and put us back on there. Oh, can you
We
hear
can
me?
hear you now. Yes.
All right, yeah,
You guys doing all
I
right?
think we're good. We kind of mixed things up a little bit, but I think the end result will be superb.
Sounds good. That's totally fine.
And thank you, this is fun.
Uh,
Daisy, Amy. Oh,
Side note question, T, do you have a chef's knife that you would recommend for the novice chef, something that won't break the bank?
Yeah. So I'll be honest, I don't know how much this costs. But the knife that I was using, some Mercer, I believe it's 11 inches. This was the knife that I learned how to cook with. I think it's like a really, I've had it for like, I don't know, probably like, well, seriously learned how to cook. Okay. But I've probably had it for like 6 years, and I sharpened, so it usually has like a wide, it's a German knife. So it
Mhm.
usually has a wide, comes out a bit wider, but I sharpened it so it was thinner, like similar to a Japanese knife. But yeah, this knife, like I hope I have it till like I die. It's amazing. Not sure how expensive it is, but because I got it when I started school, like it just came in our knife kit. But yeah, this knife is amazing.
Can you say the brand? Say the brand again. Sorry, we missed it.
Mercer Cutlery.
Mercer.
Yeah. Great knife. So yeah. I
And
just
the other
started on. Oh yeah, what's up?
sorry, the other question was about pre-rinsing rice. Is that kind of like a new school, old school, or is that something that everybody should be doing, in your opinion?
I mean, in my opinion, I think everyone should do it. I think it just makes the quality of the rice better. The only rice I would say not to wash before is like sushi rice or sticky rice. Like when I eat rice, I like to be able to taste each grain. I don't like it to be mushy and stuck together, and that's what happens when you don't like soak it or wash it, is the starches like all kind of like coagulate isn't the right word, but they stick together, so then you have more of a like sticky rice. And so I just think it gives a better like mouthfeel to the rice, and I don't think it takes very long. And also you don't really know where rice be growing, like I would rinse it. But yeah, that's
Okay.
just me.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
You're welcome. Yeah, I'm gonna
While we're, oh, are you stirring?
yeah. Sorry. Yeah, so just periodically give your sauce a stir. If you're caking at the bottom, your heat's too high. So we want a nice bubbles. I'm just a little paranoid right now that I'm gonna burn on my show. So that's why I prematurely mixed. But if I was making it normally, I'd probably be checking it like every 3-4 minutes anyway. So yeah, you can put up my slides.
Okay, we're gonna share screen again while we're simmering so she can talk a little bit more.
Yeah.
Let's see. Where is it?
I don't
Oh,
know.
there it is. I found it. Okay. We have already begun cooking. Okay, short intro.
Okay, so
I'm gonna go get laundry.
thank you. I'm Tee, like we said, like we established. And yeah, how I like got into cooking and ended up with this coat, basically. After I graduated high school, I went to Bucknell University, where Dr. Slayton went to, apparently, to play soccer. And I was there till my junior year, played soccer. Didn't really love this school. I felt like super lost there. I didn't feel like any of the majors really like spoke to me, but I was there. So one summer, my sophomore year going into junior year, one of my biology professors, because I was a biology major, he, I think could probably tell that I was like really sad. I don't know. But he was just like, hey, I'm doing this research this summer. Would you want to do it with me? And I really wanted to say no, because I would have had to stay on campus and stuff. But I was like, what else are you going to do this summer? So I did that with him. And we were looking at ascorbic acid, like vitamin C levels in broccoli, and how that, like the correlation of that and socioeconomic status. So it was kind of like a sociology and biology like research project. And that was literally the first time ever at that school where I was like, oh, like, this is fun and interesting. So after that summer, we tried to make a major at Bucknell that would be like food science forward. We couldn't find it. He had a friend that was the dean of culinary science at CIA, and he told him about our research, and he was like, yeah, you should come check out the campus. And I went, and for anyone who hasn't been there, which is probably most people, it literally looks like Hogwarts. Like it's like a really, really magical place. Super cool. So as soon as I was there, I was like, yeah, no, I gotta leave. So transferred in 2019, did culinary arts there, and then I did my bachelor's in culinary science, and now I'm here in Oakland. I used to work at a plant-based cheese company doing product development, and now I work at a like allergen-free spreads company doing like quality assurance systems, making sure that the food is like safe to eat and stuff. So yeah, that's me. So just wanted to get into the jollof jambalaya conversation because that's why we're all here, right? Gonna do a quick stir again. Does anyone have any questions at all right now? No.
I'm just going to brag on you a bit because you're so modest, but when she says she went to Bucknell, she went on a scholarship for D1 soccer. She trained at one of the most prestigious restaurants in Italy. And there's something else about you that I wanted to brag about. Oh, you were invited to be like the second person to a Michelin star chef in Oakland, and turned it down.
Thank you, Jen. I feel like I forgot about those, honestly. Yeah. But yeah, I played D1 soccer at Bucknell. That was fun. It was cool. Great experience, you know, wouldn't do it again. And then I worked at Osteria Francescana for an externship in Modena, Italy. At the time, it was the #1 restaurant in the world, which was pretty cool. But I was working like 16 hours a day for like $3 an hour. But you know, it's about the experience, right? And then yeah, I came back, finished up school. Now I'm just a regular kid. But yeah, so jollof and jambalaya. Oh, I'm from Ghana. My family's from Ghana. I was born in New York. And then I went back to live in Ghana with my grandma for the first 8 years of my life. So I've been, you know, I know a lot about Ghanaian food. It's like basically all I ate growing up, and one of my favorite dishes was jollof rice. And so I feel like it was probably like a few years ago, I was, I don't know, probably at like a soul food restaurant or something, and I saw jambalaya, and I was like, whoa, this is like wildly similar to jollof rice, you know. And so I don't know, I just like kind of did more research on jambalaya. This was years ago, and I like realized that there are just a lot of similarities between that and jollof rice. But quick side note, if you want to get your rice, I'm just gonna pour off the water right now. I have a strainer. I suggest using a strainer. And then once you pour it off, I'm a salt junkie. If you have high blood pressure, I don't suggest doing this, but you can add some salt to your rice. Like I said, I season that every step. And then this is just preparing it, so we're not gonna do anything with it right now. But it's been soaking for long enough. And then while we're here, let's give our sauce a stir. For the people using chicken, once your chicken is like white and cooked, that's when you will add your rice. But it doesn't have to be like completely fully cooked, but just not pink. You know, I don't want anyone to get sick here. But it's gonna cook for another like 20 minutes once we add the rice and the stock. So you should be good, but just to be sure. Yeah. So you good?
Hey, T, can I ask a question?
Yes.
Sweetie, so Jenna pointed out that you got offered a position in a Michelin star restaurant and you turned it down. Can you elaborate just for a minute since we have time?
Yeah, thank you. I was working, after I left the plant-based cheese company, I was just kind of like, like I really need to get a job. So I like reached out to this chef, I reached out to one of my chefs from culinary school, and I was like, hey, I want to work for this guy. He works like pretty close to my apartment. Anyway, you know him. And he's like, give me like 3 days. I'll get back to you. So in a couple days, James, the chef, emails me and he's like, hey, come here, wear this time, be there. And I was like, all right. So I went for 2 days, and honestly, it was like really, really fun. The restaurant's called Komi. Great food, great staff, probably one of the like mentally healthiest kitchens I've worked in. Great chef. But yeah, I just like, after the 2 days, I was talking to one of my other chefs, because that was also going to be like 12 hours a day, 6 days a week, minimum wage. My chef like reprimanded me while I was like on my like 15-minute break or something. And I was just like, chef, like, I don't know, I don't think like this is worth it. I'm never going to see Sophia or like have a life. And I've already kind of done that. And she was just like, you've already done this shit. Like, if you want to get rounds on cooking, like start your own catering company, or like, she's like, you don't need to work for someone that's going to pay you like $15 an hour for 12 hours of your day. So after that, I was like, all right, I probably shouldn't do this. But I'm not gonna lie, I did miss the restaurant life. It's a really like, I don't know, it's like kind of going back to like a toxic ex. Like when it's not around, I'm like, oh man, I could really do a Michelin restaurant right now. And then when I'm in it, I'm like, what am I doing? so yeah. Yeah, that's that.
Oh, did you already do this?
Yeah, I started it. So yeah, back to the jollof and jambalaya. What I think the biggest difference between it is that like they just had different resources, and when the slaves came to North America, I think that's where all the differences come in for sure. But like I always kind of admired that they stuck to the one pot rule. I think that says a lot about kind of just like, even though they had different ingredients and resources, their conditions were probably still pretty similar, where, not a lot of money, not a lot of space to have a whole bunch of pots and stuff. So yeah, I think it's cool that jambalaya is also made in one pot, and jambalaya is also basically just rice cooked in tomato sauce. And then with jollof, I feel like the ingredients, like the stuff you add, tend to be cooked into it a bit more. While with jambalaya, and I'm not like a jambalaya connoisseur, so this is probably me just generalizing, but I've just seen the toppings or ingredients more like added at the end or topped off with. But I just kind of like, everything's cooked in this thing. We're cooking it for like 50 minutes or something. So yeah, that's my story. So back to the sauce.
Should I stop sharing?
Yeah, you can stop sharing.
Okay.
Please.
It's okay. Oh, wait. Hold on. Don't look at that. Okay.
You're exposing me.
Okay.
Did you say we can add the rice and stock? And
Yeah,
like basically add everything else?
Yeah. So first though, add the rice, and we're gonna like make sure it's completely smothered in the sauce. So if you want to go ahead and add your rice. And then before we add the stock, we're gonna add all our group 3 seasonings. So add all those as well. And then we'll mix everything before we add the stock. So rice is in.
I'll leave it on this view, but let me know if you want me to switch it.
Okay. Rice is in. I'm gonna add my bay leaf. 1 or 2 is good. I love bay leaves, so I'm gonna add 2. Just don't forget to take it out later. It's the worst when you're like eating and it just gets like, I don't know. I add my garlic powder. That was a lot. Curry powder. Cumin. Thyme. Pinch of salt. And then once you add everything, still no stock right now, just the rice and the spices. We're gonna, can you put the camera on? Oh.
Wait, how much stock do we have?
1 quart. Not yet, but
Yeah, sorry. Okay.
the stock, I'm gonna show you a little trick with that. So it's not a like set number.
I'm gonna change the spotlight again to the close-up screen, so please hold.
And at this point, we can turn our heat back up because we're right on the stove. So you can go back to medium.
Oh,
You're doing a great job as an assistant chef, Sophia.
thank you. More like technological, but which is just as challenging for me.
All right, so we're all stirred up in here. We want to make sure the rice is coated. And then once you're
So
looking,
I have a question.
oh yeah,
I used 3 tomatoes, so my sauce looked way more liquidy. What should I do? Should I add more rice?
can I see it? Sorry.
Yes. I'm
I don't
sorry.
know if
my
that'd
camera.
be helpful. Or if you-
Hold on. I'm not very good at technology. Okay, there we go.
Right there. I don't know if I can make it any bigger.
Yeah, because I did three
I see it.
tomatoes.
You added your rice? Is the
What?
rice added? Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm just trying to see if the rice is added. Yeah, it does look
Yeah,
a
it
little
is.
more liquid. Yeah, so once I show the amount of stock to add, I'll refer back to yours and we'll talk about how much stock feed add. So don't add any stock, please.
All right.
When we add the stock.
All right.
Okay, so got the rice coated, and then with the stock, so I do this whenever I'm cooking any rice. I'm not flipping anyone off. I'm just trying to point to this like part of my finger. It's the first line on your middle finger. If you can see that. Okay, so what we're gonna do is I'm gonna open the stock. Alright. I know. So I'm adding a little. I'm gonna stop. See how it levels up. And then, so we're gonna put our middle finger over the rice. People think it's gross, but I think a lot of Chinese cultures do this, but I don't know. I learned this in school. And I'm just gonna, once your finger's touching the rice, you want to just add enough so it reaches your middle finger. If you can see that. Come on this side.
Okay.
So the liquid's up to my middle finger, like this line. Everyone's like, this is what they do in restaurants. No, in restaurants they'll probably use a rice cooker, but for at-home cooking, that's what I do. So yeah, if you just put your middle finger on top of the rice, add up until the liquid's at your finger, and then we're gonna crank up the heat. Oh, so tomato, 3 Roma tomatoes. So if you do the middle finger thing that I just explained, just add stock until it reaches your middle finger right here. You said it was Veronica?
Mm-hmm. Wait, we have a question.
Is that like up to your middle finger from the bottom of the pot or over the rice?
Over the rice. So you should be touching, like you'll feel the rice, not the bottom of the pot, please, not the bottom of the pot.
You're wondering how you put your finger in.
I mean, that was really.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, burning.
You're like, yeah. I have no nerve endings though, but
okay.
yeah, so it'll be like on the rice and then you'll fill to your finger. So
The first line on it.
yeah, the first line. So Veronica, if you could just add as much stock that to it, so maybe not like the entire amount that's in the recipe. I don't even think I added it to the recipe because I knew I was gonna Okay. Hopefully everyone's okay with the middle finger trick. If you like it, cool. If not, basmati is also usually 3-to-1, but it's kind of hard with jollof to use that ratio because you have so many other things in it. So that trick has never failed me. So like I said, we'll crank up the heat. And if you could come over here. Once it starts bubbling like this, boiling, we're gonna bring the heat down. I got it like 2. And then once we're at a simmer again, I'm gonna cover it and we're gonna let it rock for like 20-25 minutes. Which camera am I looking at?
This one.
Okay. So basically we're steaming the rice in the tomato sauce and stock. That's what's going on here.
Hey T, I have a suggestion for your next career. You could do these you could do these online classes, man. It's awesome.
No, I got pit stains right now. I'm not built for this.
Oh, you're so good though.
Yeah. Oh no, we'll see. You think I could do this?
Yeah.
Oh, please. Yeah, so I'm just gonna cover it. So like I said, once you're boiling, turn it back down to low, and then we're just gonna have it steaming. So for about 25 minutes. Wait, did you move my other laundry to the dryer?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, I think Zoom can improve their platform. When you share your screen, it actually shares your food.
Shares the food?
Yeah.
All right, I hope everyone's kitchen's still clean or else you're failing for the day. So if you made it this far, you should at least turn out with something similar to jollof rice. No promises. Yeah, I said I'd teach you. But yeah, so I said at this point we can do like questions or whatever, but we're gonna be on for another like 20 minutes on the stove. Make sure your stove is low though, because you don't want the bottom to burn. Some people like it. I don't, but in about 10 minutes I'll probably give it a stir, check on it, show you what mine looks like, but we can talk.
Okay, do this again. What's going on? Okay. Okay. Now I will share the last slide of the presentation. She's saluting everyone.
Yeah, grab your
So
drinks.
everyone salute.
Oh, I'm out of beer. I ain't getting another one.
Okay, now I'm gonna stop sharing. Oh, in case anyone is interested, this is the beautiful design for the next Shine On Salon. Juliet's Witches Through Time and Space. Added it to the end here, but we can revisit that later.
Okay.
Okay, so I guess while it's simmering, what are we doing? Questions?
Yeah. If anyone has
I also want to know how to make the honey glazed bacon wrapped pork loin that you sent a picture of with the rice the other day.
That was so good.
Wait, before we get into that, Juliet looks like she has an urgent question.
Okay.
Oh, it wasn't urgent. I was just gonna ask a question.
Oh, okay. Okay. Go ahead.
So, as someone who has been watching the show The Bear, if you haven't, you should be, everyone. It's phenomenal. How accurate as a chef is said show?
The what?
It's very, very accurate, honestly. I feel like it's like the only chef-based show that I've ever seen that like doesn't like they glamorize the right things, and I feel like they really did a good job on their research. Me and Sophia just finished it like last week or 2 weeks ago, and like the attention to detail that they put on like in season 2. I don't know if anyone's spoilers. Are you? I don't know. if I should say it, but just their attention to detail. I looked it up, and a bunch of the actors actually like went to Michelin restaurants and like staged there. So like the dessert guy, the baker, he actually went to Noma in Copenhagen and like learned from the chefs there. Actually, Noma just closed. But anyway, yeah. Yes, good show. It's very triggering. Like it's that accurate that it's triggering. But yeah, I think they did a good job on it.
What's the
Jeremy
name of
Allen
it?
White. It's called The Bear on Hulu, I think. Ooh, it smells good. I hope your kitchen smells as good as mine does. And if it doesn't, I'm sorry. We'll try it again. But yeah, good show. Definitely would recommend it.
T, I've never actually made jambalaya, and I know you said that there's similarities, but like what's like a distinctive difference between the jollof rice and jambalaya, if any?
So when I had jambalaya, it was made with like short grain rice. In Ghana we use basmati, so long grain. But that's a whole debate between Nigerians, Ghanaians, and Liberians and like Senegalese people. But I would say the biggest difference is I'm pretty sure jambalaya, the rice is cooked in the tomato, and then like the meats and stuff are added like cooked in a different pot. So it's not as much of a like they are both one pot dishes, but I think like now people would probably like cook their proteins in a separate pot, but traditionally it is a one pot meal. And then I'd imagine it's probably just other flavors and like seasonings that are available to people in the South that probably aren't in Ghana. Like I know back home we eat a lot of goat. So goat is something that was like always in our jollof rice, but I don't think jambalaya has any goat in it. But the beauty of both of them is that you can add whatever you want. Like I hate recipes. I mean, I learned how to cook off of recipes, but I hate them because I feel like they make you think that like you can only do what it says on the paper, but you can always substitute stuff and do things to your liking. So yeah, I don't think I can like say like these are the exact differences because everyone kind of makes it different, but jollof is definitely the OG. It jambalaya is the descendant, and gumbo. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, I have a question. What wine would you have with this?
It's all about the wine.
Yes, someone actually
40s.
asked, did Amy and Daisy ask that? Yeah. So, okay, I would do a rosé because the tomato is pretty acidic. And so it kind of like it will kind of like marry the tomato acidic, and tomato is also pretty umami, so cut through the umami. Umami is like your typical like the bouillon cube, the bouillon seasoning. That's an umami bomb. Mushrooms umami, tomato umami. It's like a rounded savory flavor in your mouth. Like it's the type like MSG, straight umami. I love MSG. It's my favorite seasoning. I add it to everything. That's probably why people think I'm a good cook, because I add MSG to everything. But yeah, I would go rosé with this. And if not, a white would be fine. I added fish. Chicken is good. Usually my rule is like I go off of the protein because that tends to be like the focal point of most dishes. So if you have like a dark meat, like goat, beef, stuff like that, I would go red. And then if you have like fish, chicken, something a little lighter, I go white. And then stuff that's in between, which chicken could actually kind of fall under there. I think you're always pretty safe with veggies. I would go rosé. So yeah. I only took one wines class for the record, so don't, don't hold me to this, but we had a wines class in school, and we learned about the tower. It's called the Tower of Power. I think it's based off of like an Oakland band, a band that was like that came out of Oakland or something, that was called the Tower of Power. But basically, the more like the heavier or more intense of flavors, the like deeper in color you'll go. So that's why like fish is with whites, and then all the way up to like a steak would be with reds. Yeah.
I have a question. What would you like if you were going to change up the recipe, like with a cheese or something like that? Can you think of anything that would work?
Oh, I wouldn't do cheese. But if you must, I would say probably Parmesan cheese. Like if you wanted to, but at that point, I feel like it would kind of turn into a risotto, and then I would have to change the entire recipe. Because like basmati doesn't go great with like, it's then, you know, we're not soaking the rice because you want it to be like squishy and mushy and stuff. But that's a good idea. So I would say maybe like just shaving some Parmesan on top would be good, but definitely not in the cooking, or else you got like a mushy mess. And like, yeah, we really, actually, now I think about it, we really don't eat that much dairy like in Ghana. Never really had cheese till I moved out here. I guess like milk and stuff from like the goats and cows, but not really like, there's definitely no craft singles in Ghana, or at least when I was there. Yeah, I'm gonna check on the rice. Nice. Okay,
You want me to do a view?
yeah. So if you want to check on your rice, I hope it looks like this, because I'm about to do something pretty important.
Wait 1 second.
Okay. First, I'm gonna taste it, see if I need to add any more.
Wait, what am I doing?
All this money I pay you.
Wait, the option went away.
God.
Hold on. I'm just gonna pin it. That works. Okay. And now.
Low budget production over here. All right, so pretty saturated. And the tomato sauce is like has risen to the top. So I'm gonna give it one, you got it, like flip. Oh,
Yeah, use the towel.
yeah. Just to get that incorporated into everything. So your rice should be pretty like orangey right now.
KT, can I
Can you
interrupt?
not see? Sorry.
T, ours is really watery. I think we added a little bit too much of the stock.
We're the same. We're a lot of liquid still.
So should we just take some out, or what do you recommend?
Well, did we add our rice at the same time as T, or did she add hers before us?
Should be a boil.
I hope at the same
Hey,
time.
we added ours at the same time as tea, and we're
Okay.
still really liquidy.
You're
so-
so liquidy.
Maybe
Yeah.
the middle finger roll went awry.
I think we went a little beyond the middle finger thingy. I don't know.
It's
Or
okay.
maybe I
You
have
guys
a
see it?
long middle finger.
I can
Oh.
show you mine because I feel like it's probably similar.
I'm gonna unpin this really quickly.
This
Oh
is
my god, how did everyone's go wrong? Is your
I'm not good at this. This is confusing.
Okay, there's Juliet's.
there's
Okay.
Juliet's. Juliet's is looking pretty watery.
It's not the worst, but it's not
Hold
the
on,
best.
you gotta check ours out. Hold on.
Okay,
Okay.
Alicia, show us
Oh
yours.
my god, I'm sweating.
She was waiting to see.
I think I added about 3 cups worth, close to it.
Can we?
No.
Can you get close? Is that the closest you can get?
Could you just take it off the heat for a second and show them?
Yeah. I'm gonna suggest just like ladling it out. Oh, good lord. Sorry. Yeah. So I would take a ladle, like if you have something like this, or a spoon, but like
Well, question, because I set my timer at 20 minutes and I have about 10 minutes left. So how long does it take the rice to cook? Because do we just maybe need to wait a little bit longer?
No, right now I'm at 10. Yeah, I usually stir it halfway and I just tasted it and the rice tastes undercooked still. So you're good at 20 minutes. You should be good. But always like taste it, before you're done with it. But 20 to 25 minutes is usually.
Amy, Daisy.
We've got a lot of liquid and I just tasted the rice and it's very hard still. So
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I don't want to say to remove any liquid because we're only 10 minutes in. So I feel like if it would be more of a problem if we were fully cooked and still super liquid. But I would say for now, cover it back up, let it keep steaming, and hopefully it'll evaporate. And if not, then in 10 minutes we can ladle out some stuff and then we'll just cook it without the lid and it'll evaporate off pretty quick.
Okay.
As long as you have enough for it to cook, for the rice to cook, we can always adjust the liquid at the end.
I think having more liquid is way better than having not enough. So
Yeah.
good problem to have for the rice so that it turns out soft.
Right? Stick to the camera.
I'm trying to be helpful.
I know.
Okay.
Oh, hold on.
This next game now.
Well, clearly something went awry with the middle finger direction over here. So
Yeah, I guess I was assuming people had normal sized middle fingers.
Not played.
Did you all just have really chonky fingers? That's my guess.
Maybe. It would be long. But I've seen so many different people use that trick. So it might have just been where, I don't know, lesson for me. But yeah, so in 10 minutes, let's check it again and we'll address the, I would say turn it up. What's your heats at, all the liquid people?
2.
2? No, heat's supposed to be, crank that.
Say it again. Look at medium low.
Go at least to middle. Mid.
Medium.
Okay.
Yeah, we want to boil it off. So low isn't gonna work.
Julia's
for
laughing
that.
at us. Julia's laughing at us.
I'm laughing at myself. I was the one that messed it up.
So
we're on medium. We're a rapid boil.
Yeah.
And you're team liquid, right?
Yes.
We're team liquid.
Still pretty liquid.
Yeah.
It's getting better though. We can
Yeah,
tell.
so
Yeah.
all right, so it's evaporating off at least.
Yes, it is.
All right, that's good. So I would say just keep an eye on it, and then in about 5 minutes or if you see the water level go down, then you'll want to bring it a little lower, so that's more of a simmer, not a rapid boil.
Okay.
Yeah. How you doing over there, Alicia? You're looking a little nervous.
No, I'm just laughing because we're laughing over here, and we're having a dog party. Let me introduce you to Bo. Say hi, Bo.
Hey, Bo.
Hey, Bo.
Bo, Bo, come here. You're so cute. Yes. Hello. Hello. That's Bo. And then we have another friend. Introduce you.
She's a little skittish in kitchens.
Oh. They're having a dog party.
We saw Pink last night in concert. Just want everybody to know.
How was it?
So much fun.
Wonderful.
Really good.
Oh my god, I think she was performing. Wait, wasn't she was just in Philly actually? Not
Yes,
too long ago.
I think she was.
Right? They gave her a Kelly Green jersey with her name on it. Yeah.
wait, Amy and Daisy, I saw yours briefly and it looked really good, so I want to see it again to confirm.
They're all proud of themselves.
Yeah.
It's a little pale, but
Yeah,
we had to sacrifice some tomatoes.
They're not Team Liquid. That's
they're not
interesting.
Team Liquid, yeah.
Definitely.
Well, I will say mine was
Nice.
probably just that I was on the wrong heat. So we're resolving that issue.
Turn down now.
Yeah. Liquid's got to go somewhere, you know. We don't want it either the rice or the air. Yeah. So I mean, I'm just gonna be sitting here waiting on this. If anyone has any other questions, I'll stay on till everyone's food is done, though. I don't really have much else to
What's
talk
your
about.
favorite type? Do you have a favorite type of cuisine that you like to eat or cook?
Yeah, Asian, Chinese, Japanese, Indian. That was my favorite class in school, cuisines of Asia's. I think they're very, very like technical. They have some of the sharpest knives I've ever seen, and they can just like cut through things like very without like messing up the meat, and that's like really important to them. So yeah, I really wish I worked in like a Japanese like steakhouse or like a sushi joint, because I feel like I'd learn a lot. But yeah, that's my favorite to cook and eat. But I usually don't cook it that much, honestly, because I don't think I'm as good. I feel like some places I go to, I'll be like, I'll have something and I'm like, I can make that. But when it comes to like Japanese, Chinese, stuff like that, I leave it to them.
And do
Yeah.
you consider yourself like someone who likes to bake? Because I know like baking is very much a science, and so when people like to change the recipe, a lot of times they don't favor baking.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm okay at it. Like I don't particularly love it, because this was like a big argument at my school, like which is harder, like culinary or baking. And I don't think you can really compare them. Because a lot of like culinary kids would say like, oh, well, baking is just a bunch of standing around. But it's standing, you at some point, I guess you are standing around, but for most of it, you have to be very, very meticulous. It's tedious. If you screw up a measurement, there's really no turning back. You kind of have to start over. And like you said, it's really scientific. So like if you mix up baking soda and baking powder, we got a problem. Like you got a huge problem. But like I don't know if you like add a little, I mean it's a little hard if you add too much salt, but mistakes in culinary I feel like are a bit more forgiving if you catch them in time. But if this might be a crazy thing to say, but I feel like most bakers could do culinary, but I don't think all culinarians could be bakers. Yeah.
I can see that. And was baking part of your culinary education and training?
We had one class where we switched. So the bakers took a culinary class and the culinary kids took a baking class. And I loved that class. I thought it was awesome. And I have this, like, our chef gave us like his cookbook of all his like baking stuff. I actually need to like print it out before my laptop croaks out. But yeah, he was really cool. And so, but then after your associates, so after you do culinary or baking and you do your bachelor's, we all get mixed together anyway for bachelor's. So that's when I kind of realized that like bakers really knew their stuff, because we would do all types of different experiments and stuff. And the bakers, like off the top of their head, knew measurements and ratios because it was like drilled into them. And culinary kids were like trying to find like where we wrote it a year ago or something. So yeah, I had a little bit of baking, but I would definitely say my friends that were bakers helped me a lot. They're very smart and talented. Oh, that's a knife.
So you
Tee,
mentioned that.
Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead, Dory. No, go ahead. I already asked. Well, maybe
How
we have
are
the
you,
same
Jen?
question. I'm good.
T, you mentioned MSG. I know at some point all the Asian restaurants, I don't know, like bad rap came out about MSG. Like, what is the
scientific? So, or
yeah, I
sorry,
don't know.
what are you gonna ask?
Is it so? I guess the bottom line is it now? Was it always safe and people decided that it wasn't safe and now it's safe, or is it not safe? What's the deal with MSG?
Yeah, so there's so many journals that have been written on MSG, like research journals. I don't know exactly when that whole like thing about MSG killing babies or something like happened, but it was like a race, it's racially motivated, it's racial propaganda against Asians. I'm guessing it was probably like, I don't know, when there were a lot of Asians migrating here. So I don't know much about history, but the research, like MSG is isolated from seaweed. So it'd be the same as like isolating it from mushroom, isolating it from tomato. Like when people say that they're allergic to MSG and then eat tomato sauce, like that's a lie, you know? So I think it's like just a racially motivated thing. It's just primarily used in Asian food. And I think it's just been a scare tactic, but it's completely safe. If you're interested, I can send you some of the articles I've read, because I know this much because we had a debate about it because it's a controversial thing. So our chef had us have a debate in one of our classes, and even though all of us knew that it was safe, he like purposely split us up into two different groups, and you had to defend your side. And luckily I was on pro MSG because I don't know if I could even fake being against MSG. But I like learned all this, that it was that's completely fine. I didn't know it was derived from seaweed. And the only reason it's seaweed is because there's just so much of it, so they can like, and it produces a lot of it's monosodium glutamate. That's what MSG is. So it's like glutamate is in tomatoes. MSG is literally in tomatoes. So yeah, that's how I feel about it. Might be a little biased, but the science says it's completely safe. Yeah. I always keep MSG on me.
Okay.
You never know.
Thank you.
Got a little passionate there.
Hey T, our tasters
Yeah.
just tasted and they're happy, right?
Yeah.
Our sauce level is good.
Okay. So it boiled off.
Yep.
All right, good. That's
she
the
took
plan.
some out too, so it's all good.
Okay, yeah, whatever works. How are we doing? I didn't get their names. Ann and David.
Yeah, Ann and David.
Team Liquid is doing much better.
Yes.
We still have a little bit of liquid, but our rice is also not quite ready yet either. So it's
Okay, good.
So it's probably gonna time out perfectly.
Yep.
Yeah.
We don't want cooked rice and liquid. So as long as you taste it and it's like still undercooked and you have liquid, it's just gonna suck it
Al
up or
dente.
evaporate.
It's it's a little chalky right now. Rice is a little chalky when you bite into it.
Hey, by the way, you guys, if there's any of you in a group or whatever, a couple of you, like you guys take a picture, like a selfie, and send it to Juliet, because then we can put it on the website. We're trying to get some pictures of the
Oh, we
salon.
had a website.
Thanks to Juliet, yes.
Okay.
It's on all the emails now. If you go to the bottom, it has website and Instagram attached. But yes, please do take some good photos of the food. Show off your photography skills. Yeah. Sophia, could you also at some point maybe get a picture of T?
Yes, I'll do that right now. She just burnt my mouth.
How dare she?
Sorry. Yeah, we're tasting good over here.
I can't taste anything.
Can you check mine, please?
Yes.
Oh,
yours looks pretty good. Are you still liquidy?
It's like a little bit soggy. Yeah. So I took off the lid and I'm trying to dry it. I don't know the temperature of the stove though. Should be low heat or medium heat? So
I
it
would
can
say
dry.
if you can do like in between low and medium, I don't know how your stove is set up, but if not, I would say low is the safer bet. But if you do like a crispy bottom, then medium will be good as well, because then you'll get like a crispy layer at the bottom. I personally don't, so I
Okay.
stick low. But I know some people like the crispy bottom of the rice. So yeah.
Stand next to you.
And removing the lid is okay, right? Or should I keep the lid on?
Did you try it? Is the rice cooked?
It is cooked.
Okay, yeah, I'd take the lid off.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay.
Okay. Man, I hope everyone's food tastes good. And like I said, season to taste. Add some salt, pepper. I'm probably gonna add some chili oil to this with a lot of MSG in it. So
I'm just
whatever.
curious what the texture of your rice is, because mine's kind of like mushy.
Mine's pretty dry, honestly. Can you?
Oh, yeah, 1 second.
I'll show you with a spoon, or actually with a fork.
Where am I? Oh.
What the fuck? Oh, the sardines. I was like,
Oh,
what
the
is
spotlight's back.
that? Oh, your arm. Alright. So it's like this.
Mine is not flaky at all. It's very wet. Like the water's absorbed, but does it just need to absorb more?
I would say take the lid off, and then I do this with regular rice as well, where you kind of like let it dry out. So you take the lid off and then have it on like low heat, and it'll kind of just like cook off and be a little more dry. I actually got kind of lucky with this. I feel like it's never come out. Never come out like how it's supposed to. All right, don't move.
Okay. This is another important part of being a chef. Go ahead.
Hey, T.
Yes.
So ours is a little mushy. Can we make it a little not so mushy? Sorry about the dogs. They're very.
Yeah. Did you take it off the stove or not off the stove? Did you take off the lid and let the heat go through?
Yeah, so we have the lid off, but we took it off heat too. Should we put it on low?
Put on heat. Yeah.
Thank you.
Put that thing back on the fire. No, I'm kidding.
What's your reference?
Yeah, so yeah, if like after, I usually do this with any rice I'm making. After it's cooked, I let it like completely dry by keeping it on the heat for a bit, and honestly, I don't know what's happening, but it dries it up. Like I can't really like sit here and come up with what's happening like scientifically. I think it just evaporates or something. I don't know. But yeah. Hopefully that works.
Question. Because since this is so yummy, I know we're all gonna want to make it again. If we were to want to make it again and add like vegetables to it, what would you recommend veggie wise?
I mean, I love mixed vegetables, but I don't know if everyone eats that. Like I like the like big Costco mixed vegetables thing. We added corn the other night when we made it. Well, I made it. I added like sweet corn. I would say like the smaller the better. Like I wouldn't add like, I mean, I personally hate broccoli, but if you want to add broccoli, go crazy. But just cut it up into like the small, what are those called? Like, you know, not, instead of having the like big stem, the florets. Yeah. So just like cut it at the florets, and I think that would be fantastic. But just be careful when you're mixing it, because once they're cooked, they get pretty mushy. So then you don't want just like, I don't know, but yeah. Broccoli, carrots are good.
Do you think zucchini or like yellow squash would be too moist?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it would make it pretty mushy. I would suggest though, like at the end, if you like in another pan want to just like sear some, and then have it on top. I think like as a side rather than in the dish. I think that would be really good. Yeah.
Hey T, I want to brag on my friend Laura here. She she's quite the chef herself.
No.
Yeah. She's so I brought over a fresh grouper. You got to see what she's making along with the rice. Can I show? Yeah.
I'm excited. Let's see.
Wait, you gotta put it where can you
She's like, I'm busy.
check that out?
What is it?
Is grouper and a coconut tomato sauce with onions and peppers.
Oh. Yeah, that would be a nice sauce on top. Yeah, I will say with jollof, I always felt like it was like really dry on its own. Like that's how it should be. But I think adding a sauce is like a fantastic idea. Yeah, I was always something I kind of thought of like as a kid, that like the whole meal is just like rice and tomato sauce. Because technically, I guess the sauce is sauce, but you cooked it in it. But yeah, sounds good.
So when can we eat it?
I think mine's gonna be more of a
Whenever
risotto.
you feel like it's ready. Like
When do you
I'm off the
would you
clock
say?
now.
She's unbuttoning her apron.
Hey,
Like,
Her chef coat, excuse me. God forbid.
yeah, it's
I
not
just
an apron.
I just want to say thank you to T and Sophia and everyone, right?
Yes.
It was so fun having a cooking class tonight. Yay.
Very fun. Thank
Very
you.
good. Thank you very much.
I'm gonna stop the recording as well.
That's great.
Oh, wait, 1 second. And by the way, in addition to the Halloween thing in October, I haven't completely got November yet. So is anyone interested? No? Okay.
I'll think about it.
Sophia. All right, cool.
Hey, by the way, Juliet, any updates you want to share with moving?
Yeah, so I guess I haven't actually officially announced this to everyone, but I think most people here know. I did get, I'm gonna stop the recording because this doesn't really matter for the salon.
Okay.
Oh,
Do I have to stop it?
I think.
Oh yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
about to pee myself.
Oh great, got that in the end of the recording.
Oh, sorry.